All right, Corey, is this the point when I tell you the disclaimer?
Yes.
That was fucking nuts.
Welcome back, guys. We're back into a new morning here, and we have several things going on today. We got, I always don't know if I get this right, Nico? He'll have to tell me one day if I'm getting his name right. I might be butchering this, but we got his car on the lift. We got Justin's pushed in the background there. We have a couple things we can still do to it, but we are waiting on BCP for the turbo for that car, and without it, we really can't go too much further. And Chase is back from the holiday. How was your nice holiday break?
It was pretty good. I got to hang out with family, and that's pretty much about it. About to enjoy my birthday.
Damn. How old are you gonna be? 50?
12.
You look like you're 12, and you act like it too.
No, I'll be 20.
So, we are getting this thing pulled in today. As I told you guys before, it seems like there's something in the actual cylinder of this car on number 2. So Chase is gonna go ahead and get this motor pulled out. I'm gonna have him just start with, we're just gonna pull off this side of the engine to start with, see how bad things are, diagnose, see if there physically is something in the cylinder or if that's what it was. It's really hard to tell if that camera, if it's fluid or if it's actual something denting the piston. So we need to find that out, and that obviously requires to get the motor out. So that's what he's starting off today with. I should see the motor out of this thing today. Maybe he'll get it tore down tomorrow so I can show you guys. We'll kind of see how things go today. This car is a little bit more in depth to take apart than your normal car. A lot of things in a small area. It just takes a little bit more time. So starting out today too, I really want to give a big shout out to District Drive, guys. I mentioned I was going to say something about them in the video prior when we got our ECU for our Honda build. This is for the all-motor EG hatch, and you can see there, districtdrive.com. I want to give them a shout out because I had a slight issue with this port right here, and as you can see, it moves a little bit. So it wasn't allowing me to connect every time to the ECU, and so I let him know I had an issue with that, and he went ahead and made it right away, got me another ECU on the way, and he took care of me. You'll notice that one says Hondata, one says HondaVert. They use the same program, guys. HondaVert's on the more budget side. This being an all-motor car, I just went ahead and went with this because I've had experience with it before and it works great. And it's not like I'm using anything too crazy on this car. But he took care of me and got me a Hondata unit out. This is a little bit more expensive, and he did this at no charge. So I appreciate you over there. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing shipped back to him so he can do the warranty work on it. Like I said, guys, top-notch customer service. If you're looking for an ECU, go ahead and look up districtdrive.com for your Honda, because honestly, you can't beat good customer service anymore. So big thank you to you. Another thing that came in today, you're gonna notice here, this is from Zach. He went ahead and made this for the Forester. So I'm gonna be showing you guys this today. I'm gonna be putting this on. Some of you might be looking at this like, what the heck is this? But it's the washer fluid tank. He made this custom for our Forester because you guys may have seen before where I was having trouble fitting that with the intercooler pipe. So big shout out to Zach. I'm gonna go ahead and link his Instagram right over to the side for you guys and down below if you are looking to get one of these units. It's very fairly priced, and it's definitely a nice piece. If you have like a 02 to 07 WX STI Forester, he can make you one of these or even newer. So I'll show you guys the install of that a little bit later today. I gotta go run some errands. I gotta get that ECU shipped out. So maybe by the time I get back, we'll see some more progress on this. I'll update you guys on that. And yeah, then I'll show you the install on that reservoir. All right, boys, so I was running errands, got a little tied up for today, but I did get a chance to get that washer fluid tank installed. Boys, it looks so good in here. I'm excited to try it out. I haven't put any fluid in it yet, but I'm sure it works. It definitely looks really nice. Completes the bay there. And then when we get everything powder coated on this thing finally, I will powder coat that black, but it looks really good in here. So again, big thanks to Zach for getting us that. And then in the background, guys, you may have seen this earlier, Corey had brought his build back. For those of you that don't remember, this is BBR Stage 4 long block in this car, Ranchbuilt turbo kit, ETS front mount, FIC 2150s, radium hanger of dual Walbro 450s, or sorry, 525s Hellcat pumps. This thing is back for his power tune. He put 500 miles on it. Usually I have customers do 2,500 miles and we do a warranty period, but I give them the option if they do want to break that warranty and get a power tune, then at least 500 miles on the new motor. which he went ahead and got that knocked out. This is a Precision 7270 on here. You know, the basics, AM 5-bar, tiled wall valve, I-wire speed density kit, Mac 4-port boost controller. So guys, I went ahead and I've been getting this finished before I head out for today. It's already later in the day, at the end of my day. Here we are, got pump gas done on the car. We're gonna be putting E85 in this thing. Guys, 524, 438, or 512 and 428, whichever one you want to pick there. It is a bit colder. I guess it's a little bit humid out today, so that might be why we have our weather correction. But for those of you that are curious about the weather correction stuff, here's my box, guys. This is its weather system. The box is mounted here on the wall. This is here. There's no weird bullshit or anything like that. That's the environmental sensor, guys. So that's on there. Some will get picky and maybe choose one that doesn't have a corrected number, but at the end of the day, that's what it made. 500 on this dyno, guys, is not an easy thing to do on pump gas, let alone 23.5, we'll call it 24 PSI on this thing. I'm impressed. That's pretty damn good. It makes me really excited for ethanol in this car tomorrow and see where we can go. Corey has told me that he wants to run this thing where I say is the efficient range, you know, up to about 36 pounds. After that, we'll make a track map. He wants me to send it, so we'll see what happens and see how far we kind of go with this. But at the end, that is some damn good power. I'm gonna put you guys on the GoPro. I'm gonna do the same pull, no changes, just do another one for you guys to end the night out, so that way you can hear it on pump. This does have one of our 60 mil gates on the exhaust, so you are gonna hear that open up. I think they sound really good. It eliminates the back pressure on the cat back. This thing has a pretty quiet exhaust on it, so it is going to help out, especially when we get into big power. And you guys just watched Hyper Blue. It has an off-the-shelf AWE cat back. I listed down in the description the mods on that car where it had a 60 mil wastegate on the downpipe. I had a couple people confused by that, but what it is it's a wastegate on the physical downpipe of the car on the exhaust system to eliminate back pressure, so that way it can make the power of having a cat back. So this has one on it too. Like I said, you guys will hear that open up. I'm gonna go ahead and do a pull for you, and that's gonna end out my night for tonight. That's gonna wrap it up for tonight, guys. I will see you guys in the morning on this project. Got to drain the tank, go ahead and put the E85 in this thing, and then we'll really get to see this thing party. I'm excited to see what it makes on 36 pounds. I'm really curious to see how the 7270 works over the 6870, its sister, which obviously you guys, you know, on the Forester we have that turbo on there. You guys just saw that pull on there. That was revving her all the way out to 8,000 RPMs. Ethanol, we'll go ahead and probably rev her out a little bit further. It has a BC 280 camshafts in this thing. It does have, if I recall, I'm pretty sure it has ported heads. It might be one of the things that I think he may have held back on, because this was supposed to be like an FP Green build, guys, and then it spiraled to where it is now. One thing I forgot to note, if you're just checking in on this thing, it does have a full STI drivetrain, guys. Has a 08 plus STI full drivetrain in this thing. Brembos, trans, axles, rear diff, you name it, and it has an Exetti triple disc. So like I said, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. I'll see you guys in the morning.
Core, it's like $500.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
So as you guys saw yesterday, we got a little bit tied up throughout the day, had to do errands, but in the meantime Chase is still over here working, and he got, God, I'm never gonna get his name right. Nikolai or Nico?
Nicola.
I'm saying Nico, so
I say Nicola.
one day when you come up here you can yell at me about it. But he got the motor out, as you can see in front of me here. Everything's cleaned up, and thank God for him, it was fluid on top of the piston. It was not actual something in the cylinder.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird, because I've never seen, I mean, obviously you're gonna have fluid on your piston, but when you had the borescope in there, you really couldn't tell if it was like pitting on the piston or any of that. And then I pulled the head off hoping to find something, but nothing was in there, so it's
Now-
probably head related is what I'm going to.
One thing that we noticed when we pulled these heads apart, I don't know if you cleaned it up, which it looks like you haven't. So they have these little ports on the back here. This is, you got to pull these out, and this is for when the heads are originally built. Obviously, this is the main oil galley here that runs through the cylinder head. And they have little plugs in here, and you take these out, especially if you have like a bearing failure or any kind of failure in the engine. You want to take these out and clean them out, which that's what we would do when we rebuild heads. These have oil pulled up in them, which is kind of odd. Why they do? Because it looks like there's some form of a sealant there. Cylinder head looks good. I don't see any scoring on the journals. You're gonna see some differences here on this end one. That's completely normal. It's just how the camshaft rides it. But the bottom of the head looks good.
No.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong.
No abnormal.
So I mean, the only other way would be, I guess we could bolt the camshaft in and check clearances on the bucket, but I mean, obviously this changes when it's bolted on the head. No matter what, this is gonna read a bit different. But I'll take this all day over something being in the cylinder.
Yeah.
That would have been much worse.
To redo the motor and probably take out a piston.
So like I said, I don't know who did these heads in the past. I don't want to just jump right at them and say that's the problem. I'm gonna have him take a look at the other side. Now this side, we didn't hear any noise from over here, but I'm just gonna have him peek through there before pulling the cylinder head. But I'm gonna reach out to Nico and ask him if he wants us to pull that head off as well and just get them both as a set rebuilt, which is what I'm gonna advise. And yeah, I mean, I'll take this all day over that. That kind of sucks because obviously we have to go this far to pull it apart. And then with this style of a head gasket, as you can see here, guys, there's no ring cut into the block. It's just Firewalk, which
It's right here.
right here. So you can see the gasket, and then you have the rings in here. These bite into the cylinder head. So if you were to ever take these out, you can see there's a groove in the head. They're gonna have to get decked. So that's kind of the downfall, but at least he has the right pulleys on here to correct it. I would assume these cylinder heads, it's the first time them being built. So, oh well, I guess.
That's good news. I mean, I'd rather, like Josh said, I'd rather take that than have to either supply a new piston for the motor. But yeah, I'd rather go drop off cylinder heads all day long and just hope and pray that there was something with the, I guess, the clearances of them. But
Plus,
I'd rather take that.
There's the elephant in the room, you know. When you have a car dropped off, and like we had mentioned that it seemed like something was inside the cylinder, you know, obviously we build these cars day in and day out. We're not going to drop something in the cylinder, but you know, it leaves a, how do I put it, the doubt in the mind of a customer. You know, they bring a car without an intake manifold on it. They had the ports taped up. You know, obviously in their mind they're like, well, I didn't put anything in there. And then in our mind we know we didn't drop anything in there. So then it leaves you in that weird gray area. I'm very happy to see that there's nothing in the cylinder. Then we don't just have to deal with it at all. It has a ticking sound that follows RPM, which would make it sound valve train camshaft related. So we're gonna go ahead, push this thing to the side. I'm gonna have him check the other side, and then I'll have him get going on the next project. I'll show you guys that today. Today I got to finish Corey's car, which I didn't tell you what it made last night. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah. Pump gas. What do you think it made? 23 pounds. It was 23 and a half, so we'll say 24 pounds.
What turbo? Oh, it's 72.
7270. So it's like a 68 with a bigger cold side wheel.
I'm gonna have to go
Mustang.
603.
Dog, Mustang.
Oh yeah, 503.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you thinking, pal?
503. I say 503.
God, he's such a believer in my tuning skills over here.
Yeah.
524.
Honestly, I was pretty close.
That's pretty cool. That's that low a boost.
See, that's
pretty good.
If it's, you said equivalent to 6870.
Yeah, but it's been like
that
30 pounds to get to 500.
500. So yeah, I say somewhere. I mean, I don't doubt 524. I mean, that's
a damn good number.
Yeah, that's pretty good for pump gas.
So
that's pretty good for pump gas.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I'm pretty impressed. So those of you wondering why we're impressed about 500 wheel, 524 on there. I could tell you guys 13% on that, it's like 596. So 600 on pump gas, like that's a fast car. So today I'm gonna let it warm up, check on the cold start on it, still on pump gas. I'm gonna do some of the drivability, just verify everything looks good. And then we're gonna switch the fuel over to E85. But just go ahead, look in the other side. I know it's gonna be tough, I'm probably actually just going to give him a call because I'm sure he's going to tell me to pull that head off to get it rebuilt as well. That would be the right thing to do. Sucks because you eat another gasket and you got to pull a head off and get it decked, but that's honestly the right thing to do. If we have one head in question, don't leave the other head. So let me go ahead and reach out to him, see what he wants to do. I'm sure his answer is going to be what I recommend, but that means we're going to be out about probably 2 weeks on these heads, maybe 3, with the holiday season back and everyone up. And so this thing will get bagged up, put over to the side. This car will get put to the side, and we have other projects. So let's get to it.
Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground. Living life up in the fast lane. Life, though you lemons, you just put them in Coronas. Coronas, Coronas. I've been working, I need that advance with the bonus. The bonus, the bonus. Ain't no thoughts about tomorrow, I'm just living in the moment. The moment, the moment. Full tank of gas and 200 on the dash, bitch, I'm zoning. I'm zoning, I'm zoning. Fast lane. Living life up in the fast lane. Hey. Living life up in the fast lane. Life up in the fast lane, fast lane. And I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down, I ain't slowing down. Living life up in the fast lane. Pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground, pedal to the ground.